जय माता चरणं शरणं रामाम्बिके चरणं शरणं त्र्यम्बके. Love is divine, Divine Mother. As the purest of emotions, governing relation to divine and fellowship with all beings, love abides in every heart. It partakes of divine consciousness, fruition of self-erasing disciplines in love, resulting in intuitive apprehension of the Supreme. Absorption in love is the highest altruistic principle in Karma Yoga, enabling it adept to dedicate himself to ameliorative service. The vision of Godhead is a mystical fusion of thought and feeling. This experience is unique. This is love. What is revealed to mystic vision in the grandeur and glory of love? In love is the affirmation of divine care and protection. It has positive meaning. In its capacity for expansion, it expresses the infinite and the eternal. It is love that reigns supreme both in the struggle of seeker and in the serenity of the sage. As distinguished from affinity to objects and attachment to self, love is rooted in self-consecration. It is divine. In reach of experience and depth of sentiment, love is the highest ideal to cherish and to pursue. It is manifested in providential care and maternal tenderness. It has compelling power. It appeals to the heart. It is of far-reaching fragrance. It is unfolding perfection. It is peace. It is fulfillment. Grace purifies, Divine Mother. It is not that after purification of the mind and the heart alone, the mother comes to take hold of the child. Who else but the Mother Divine can purify the child? Divine Mother never takes into consideration whether the child is clean or soiled with dirt. Hers is a vision of purity and love. The mother is always with the child, but the child remains blind to mother's presence, for its attention is fixed on the things of the world. When you grow in surrender, when you develop love for the mother, your attachment with the things of the world will drop off and you will begin to taste the incomparable sweetness of your freedom. Grace gives you the subtle eye of illumination with which you see the divine omnipresence in the vision of the divine, which is all purity. How can impurity remain? Verily, it is grace that purifies. Let your sadhana be therefore an invocation of grace. The ultimate good, Divine Mother Sri Rama Devi. The vision of God is a mystic experience. With this experience, the primeval delusion of finiteness is banished forever. With the loss of personal ego in the plenary experience of Godhead, one gains true individuality. This individuality is universality itself, with consciousness rooted in the reality of the Absolute. Reality is not an object of thought, not a content of consciousness. To apprehend the spiritual self of your personality, you should achieve within yourselves a coordination of mental faculties a purification of will and aspiration, and an integral dedication to selfless service. The outcome of self dedication, which is the final stage in devotional quest, is an immensity of inward calm, where the doubt and delusion associated with the ego are replaced by a certitude of truth. If doubt persists, it is an indication that knowledge has not become perfect, that the vision has not been integral, that the ultimate spiritual experience has not been gained. Experience on the mental level, however exalted or enchanting it may be, cannot make a man perfect. Through transcendence of the mind alone, one comes to discover his inherent perfection. Knowledge becomes manifest in all its splendor only in the utter purity of silence. The apprehension of objects is in the world of sound. In the infinitude of self, there is only silence. Silence manifests itself as sound, keeping its own native purity unaffected, its supreme quiescence undisturbed. Quell the waves of the mind by detachment and devotion, and you will reach the ocean of silence within you. It is association with desire that has superimposed the bondage of matter upon the ever free spirit. Consciousness, through illusory identification with desire, appears to have become the mind. When desire becomes extinct, the mind gets dried up, and what remains is only the waveless ocean of pure consciousness. Desireless mind is consciousness itself. In such a mind, rendered motionless through desirelessness, is the best solitary retreat for contacting the divine. Ignorance, born notion of the personal self, jivahood, signifies the play of desire and action upon the infinite. Desire is concentration of ignorance. For the individual who has transcended desire, there is neither karma nor bondage. He is established in the desireless poise of self. The term desire or karma, when subjected to elaborate analysis, will be found to be of deeper significance. It is passionate, clinging to life, the tendency for becoming the deep-rooted attachment to all transiences. Desire is the fetter that binds the soul to subtle body and confines it to the limitations of worldly existence. In the state of Brahmic consciousness alone is perfected the state of desirelessness. Clinging to life and harboring fear of death are both centered in the notion, I am the body. The truth knower, who has risen above egoism, has neither attachment for life nor fear of exist from the world scene nor desire for enjoyment. Every action prompted by desire keeps the soul bound to transmigratory existence. Action from which desire is removed has no power to bind the soul. To detach actions from desire is Karma Yoga. Freed from desire, action is not productive of reactions. Such action is only a spontaneous flow of the cosmic energy. It reflects the will of God. He in whom desire has become extinct becomes a vehicle for expression of the divine will. He realizes his mystic union with the Supreme. This union with the divine is freedom. The vanishing point of actions is spiritual enlightenment. Hence, pursuit of wisdom is attended with mental discipline to overcome desire. Freedom cannot coexist with desire of any sort, even desire for freedom. Transcending desire for perfection, the sage dwells in the habitual state of perfection. This is the supreme state of spontaneity, Sahajavastha. Here is achieved the spontaneity in action and thought, spontaneity in will and initiative. Spontaneous action signifies the outflow of divine power governed only by divine will. Spontaneous thought is an efflorescence of consciousness through an egoless mind. Spontaneous thought that dawns in a seer's mind is a message of God, an indication of divine will. God teaches you His will. Only when you surrender to Him, your ego sends through single-minded devotion to Him and absolute identification with His consciousness. With surrender of ego to the divine, the mystery of the universe is solved. A deep and penetrative analysis of the mind and the universe will result in the discovery that is in the original feeling of isolated life that has become the mind and its modes, the prapancha and attachment to life, the urge to action and the sense of enjoyment. Courage and purity prepare the mind for enlightenment. Courage is boldness to throw away the petty idea of a private individuality. Courage and faith are synonymous. Purity means freedom from the sixfold passion. When you desire self-glorification, you do not deserve it. When you actually deserve glory, you will be above desire. Supreme peak of glory is identification with the Absolute. This is the majesty of God consciousness. Inherent in God consciousness are matchless potencies and powers of knowledge. Knowledge by hearing should be raised into knowledge by meditation. Knowledge by meditation, through ripeness of mind and purity of vision, is elevated into the spiritual status of knowledge by intuition. Through a supreme ardor of devotion to reality, the intuitive knowledge itself is transcended and knowledge assumes all splendor in realization through experience of total identity with the ultimate. Here freedom reigns. Knowledge acquiring from direct experience of identity is verily identical with Brahman itself as the light is identical with the sun. Unobstructed by the cloud of Maya, this knowledge that is Brahman shines in all glory in perfected being. Its grandeur is revealed in the aloofness of seers, silent poise. It is the beauty that shines in the ecstatic love of the devotee. Its tenderness is compassion, its quiescence is peace, its energy is action. Even the nature-born physical upadhi of man puts on a heavenly radiance in the fire and effulgence of God knowledge. Dedicate yourself to the quest and realization of this great and ultimate God consciousness. This is the summum bonum of life. This is your duty paramount. Extracts from a discourse of Divine Mother. Sharanam Sharanam Ramambige, Sharanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mata.